Hey mate, my name's Andrew Ucles and I'm now running wild tours in the land down under. To find out how you can become part of the adventure, follow the link below or come visit me at www.andrewucles.com.
Good day! Alright, now get this. Today what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be teaching you how to catch Australia's largest monitor lizard, the Perentie. Now, he's not just the largest monitor lizard, he's probably also the fastest lizard in Australia. And if you haven't guessed by the colour of those rocks, yes, we are in the outback of Australia. We're in the desert. And looking on this landscape, it literally looks more like Mars than it does anything of this earth, to be honest. But today, I'm going to be teaching you how to catch and locate the Perentie. Right, so George, you can see how treacherous this landscape can be. It's absolutely amazing. It's like the labyrinth of rocks, quite literally. But I think what's interesting is what you start understanding when you're actually looking for monitor lizards is obviously all the places that they can hide and all the opportunities there are to hide in the escarpment range like this. But they're actually quite smart about the way that they move throughout the day. You know, they're not always out in the sun. They've obviously got to regulate their body temperature to their surroundings, because being cold-blooded, well, they can't do that. But they do want to be at the perfect temperature. And I think what's amazing is the escarpment ranges offer that. If you think about the temperature from rock to rock, it's obviously going to be different by a number of degrees, and particularly in a place like this, like a cavity, you can actually stay nice and shaded from that sun. Not just that, it's a very nice retreat for something like a monitor lizard, because they too are being predated by dingoes and obviously the big birds of the sky, the eagles and the hawks. But I think what's interesting is though, you can see how easy it is to heat up in an environment like this. And it's funny because when I'm actually doing this, I'm actually trying to put my mind into that of the animal and exactly what the animal's going through on a daily basis. He pretty much wants to be at the same temperature as me. Right, now let me give you a reality check right here. Right, this is reality. Georgie! Hey! That way! Around the rock! Right. Now obviously when you're out here in nature, there's a number of things that you've got to take into consideration, and one, obviously sometimes you can't help when you've got a shitty camera, is that of the wind, right? Another thing is, when you pick a mate that really wants to come out here and film the experience, he really wants to catch a Perentie, it's always great because people don't live in this sense of reality. You know, they see something on screen and they realise how difficult it is when you're out here, and what's difficult is trying to catch the fastest fucking lizard in Australia when you have someone that's incredibly slow moving behind you. It can make the job actually quite tedious. Right, so Church, there's this old saying in the Australian outback, if ever you're looking for water, it's a good idea you follow the cockatoos. You can just see them taking off. And that's one of the indicators I'll actually use when trying to find an abundance of wildlife. If you're out here in the desert, all you gotta do is find the water, and the water we've found. So generally what I like to do is stick to where there's water, like a dry riverbed, and follow it, and hopefully, George, come on, and then hopefully you'll find what you're looking for.
Oh. Okay, George. Okay, George. Good day! Okay, so gotta be really careful, try and get him down there. The Perenties! Whoa! Okay.
Perentie, extremely visual species of lizard. I'm just gonna be careful. Let me come down. Let me come down. Let me come down. Back down pretty here. Okay. Okay. You're right. Okay. Did you see the speed? Now it's funny because I know how you can react because I've dealt with monitor lizards before. And see, he's finicky. He's on me.
And I've got to keep my hand up relatively high because they're super agile.
Right, now I'm just going to figure out how to, he wants to turn and get me good. You know what? Just think, Andrew. I'm just going to bring him over here.
Let's do it. The thing is, like, dealing with animals over the years, you start to realise your weaknesses and their strengths. And this is the first Perentie I've dealt with, and whenever I'm dealing with a species I've never dealt with before, I'm always super careful about how to handle that animal. So let me just bring him in to a position that changes his stance a bit. There we go. Woo!
So, this guy here is known as the Perentie. He's such a beautiful lizard. Just see the way that he's designed. He's in amazing condition. And you probably saw, let me just turn this GoPro off. I'm still puffed. I'm still puffed. And you probably saw the speed at which this guy took off, and that's just it. Like out here, when you're in the outback, these animals are generally moving in the hottest part of the day, but they're easiest to catch when it's obviously a lot cooler. And you can probably notice his skin coloration being darker means at this point in time of the day, he's trying to absorb as much heat energy as he can. Now, part of the technique of what I was using before was having his back at a certain angle, meaning that it gave me the advantage of catching the animal without him actually spinning around. So working with animals is kind of like identifying similarities when handling other species. I've never handled the Perentie before in the lace monitors. So this guy here, let me give you an introduction. So, wow, this is beautiful. This guy here is known as the Perentie, and is the largest goanna. He's the largest monitor lizard in Australia and the 4th largest lizard in the world. Now, these guys here have a very wide distribution range, but they're predominantly home in the desert region. They're absolute specialists of hunting snakes, bandicoots, small mammals, even brown birds. These guys are absolutely brilliant, and they often find themselves hiding in the cavities of escarpments and the likes. But this guy here is unbelievable, and you wouldn't want to cop a bite from one of these guys because, well, we have all sorts of things falling off you. Wow, look at you. Hey guys, you can now find me on all 3 platforms: Facebook, Instagram and YouTube. Now, Chuch, I've also got Ucles Wild Tours coming out this year, so make sure you check it out.